What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'd like to welcome you to the Fishbowl, and I am Kattphish. I'm here. I'm live. I am live right now on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Uh, I do have to apologize because I am tardy for the party, but sometimes it's better to be late than to not be here at all. I do want to say that today has been a crazy day for me. School has gotten back started after the holidays, and because school has gotten started back, uh, so has marching band, and marching band is back in the business, and I am unofficially one of the people that work with the middle school marching band. And so I have been out here working with these kids for the last couple of days. And today, these kids wore me out. We have to get ready for a parade that we have to do, a Martin Luther King parade. And as such, I'm tired. But I was laying in the bed and I got a text message from my cousin. And my cousin was like, "What? No show tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, I forgot." So I said, "Let me get up, make sure I do what I have to do and say what I gotta say and shit like that." Yesterday, for those of you that are watching that follow me on Facebook, I had a few people that wanted to have some questions answered. Some of these questions are very, very deep and thought provoking. And some of these questions are just downright crazy. Okay, and speaking of crazy, I'm going to read one of these questions right now. And the question reads, and I have it right here. The question reads as follows. Let me make sure I just open this up so I can make sure that I am not crazy. Bracy, how you doing? I want you to tell me this person who shall remain nameless. Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. In my mind, I was ready to give my husband some. I went in our room and he was in the bathroom shitting. Totally turned me off. Am I crazy? Right? So this lady was getting ready. She got herself in the mood. Oh, the mood hit her, struck her, whatever. And she went to the room. And when she made it to the room, she realized that her husband was upstairs in the bathroom taking a shit and it turned her off. And she wanted to know if that's crazy. Is she crazy because she got turned off? Shitting is a part of life. It is. I have to shit. You have to shit. We all have to shit. And so I understand that shitting is not necessarily something that is it's not a pleasant experience to have to endure when you are trying to get yourself in the mood to get some. Right? I understand that. So I'm not gonna say that she crazy for not being in the mood. I just think that it's funny because who don't think shitting is funny, right? I do have if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook right now, let me know what you think. These are real questions. These are real questions, right? Let's go to the next question. Uh, one person. Let me find it. Question for your show. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't. This is a perfect example, a perfect answer, I should say. I don't think she crazy, but shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you in the mood, you got to be in sync. with your partner, right? You got to be in sync. If you know that both of y'all just came from the Mexican restaurant and you done had a couple of sangrias and it's putting you right, but he done had about four of them burritos. It's got him right too. It just got him a different kind of right. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but it does happen, right? And the other part of it is, and I know that I might lose some of you with this right here, right? But if I'm in the mood and she got to take a shit, if I'm in the mood enough, I'm not saying that it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. Let me not say that, but it's gonna go down, and you could just go wash up, go and take you a shower, clean the shit off, then we can get this shit on. You know what I mean? So I don't think that you're crazy, but again, shit does happen, right? So hello, you know what I'm saying? So another question that I have that came up, I have to go. This question was posed. Uh, this is a deeper question. Question for your show: why would states ban abortion when the welfare system in this country is so messed up? And instead of banning it, don't you think there should be more laws concerning children having kids? Like, if a 13-year-old has a kid, why should they be allowed to collect welfare when they can't even work for 2 to 3 years, can't vote, can't do anything to contribute to society, right? Now, I'm gonna come back to that question because we have some other people that still uh looking at the previous question, right? Uh Trellis says that's why she carries feminine wipes in her purse. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes when it happens, it happens. There was this girl, let me explain something to you. There was this girl one time when I was in college. She came to a hotel and it was me and another girl and then this guy and then her, right? And when she came to the hotel room, she was right. You know what I'm talking about? But her stomach was toe up. Her stomach was toe up, and she went to the bathroom in this hotel, and she turned the shower on, and she took a mean shit. She took a mean shit. This was at Mississippi Valley. She took a mean shit in the hotel, but she turned the shower on, right? Now, when she turned the shower on, I knew she was shitting. I knew this, right? Because she turned the shower on to try to get the water, the steam in the bathroom to keep the smell down. You know what I'm talking about? But uh, she didn't get in the shower, right? And when she finished with her shit, she came out the bathroom and said, "You know what? My stomach tore up. I had to turn that shower on so I can, diffuse some of that goddamn shit smell." And I said, "Well, I appreciate that." Later on that night, the other girl and the other guy, they in their bed and they doing their thing, right? They doing their thing. Me and this girl, we in the bed. We ain't doing nothing, right? We ain't doing nothing because nigga, you just took a shit. You just took a shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, later on, and the truth of the matter is, I didn't hit that until, a couple of months later, right? And the couple of months later had nothing to do with that shit that she took or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just had to wait my time. You know what I'm saying? But she was considerate, uh, and shit like that because you know that hotel in Greenwood, Mississippi, it was a hotel that that just it wasn't a good hotel. It ain't many good hotels in Greenwood, Mississippi in the late 90s, not the late 90s. What was that? The early 2000s. It wasn't that many great hotels in the Mississippi Delta around that time anyway. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't nah. So, it didn't happen, right? But I digress, right? So, but that's the other thing too, is like once you start to get into relationships with people, you know what I'm saying? The because this young lady that posed this question, she's married to this guy. She's married to this guy. And because she's married to him, you know, I'm not saying that you're supposed to be comfortable with another person's shit, but when you've been married for a while, some people be shitting with the doors open and everything. You know what I'm saying? This young lady right here, let me put this comment up here. She says she carries a coochie kit. It has to be edible at all times. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta keep your shit in order so that it can be dealt with accordingly. You know what? Hey, Trellis, let me tell you something. Trellis, let me tell you another story, right? And I like to apologize in advance for this story. I like to apologize to the people that are watching on Facebook, the people that are watching on Instagram, and the people that are watching on YouTube. I like to apologize in advance. But my sophomore year in college, I had a bunch of college stories. My sophomore year in college, there was a young lady that was in the band with me. She was in the band with me, and I had been, trying to get at her for a while. And she finally, we would go out to restaurants and stuff like that because I was one of the few at that time, one of the few freshmen that had a car on campus. And so, whole freshman year, we would go to restaurants and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll go do stuff, just regular stuff, going out to eat, going to, they used to have a bowling alley over there. We used to go bowling, go to the skating rink. We used to do a whole bunch of stuff. She never gave me none, right? So then, sophomore year, she goes home for the summer. We come back, and we come back, we start going back to some of the same restaurants and stuff like that. We go out to eat, and now she finally decides she want to give me some, right? She want to give me some, but then you realize that some people are kind of into shit. You think that you a freak until you run into a freakier freak, and then you realize your freak ain't worth a damn, right? And so my sophomore year in college, if we being honest, I'm like 2 years into sex, right? I didn't start having sex until like the week before I graduated high school, right? So I'm 2 years into fucking, and this girl wanted to try some other shit, right? And so we went to a restaurant. We went to go get something to eat. We went to a Mexican restaurant that's in Greenwood. I don't remember the name of it, but I know exactly how to get there, right? So we get down there. We go to this little restaurant, and we get into the food and eating. She was like, "Yeah, we can go back to the dorm, or we can go over here to the hotel." We go to this little hotel because I'm like, "Well, shit, go to the dorm or go to the hotel." I'm going to the hotel. So we go to the little hotel, we doing our little thing or whatever, and then she said, "You know what? I want you to put it in the back door." I'm like, "I done already hit it from the back." "No, I want you in the back door." I'm like, "Oh, word, word." She reached into her little bag. She had some little what you call it, some little KY jelly situation. You know what I'm talking about? Because sometimes when you're going in that back door, you need some little ease to get in that back door. Get in that back door, you heard me? And the next thing I know, this motherfucker done spray shitted all on my shit. She done spray shitted on my meat, right? It's like spray and it's splatter all on your stomach and shit like that. And I am disgusted. I am disgusted. I'm looking down. She like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." There's no amount of apologies you can give to a man after you done shitted on his meat. There's no amount of apologies that you can provide for that. I said, no, I'm not cleaning this up. You clean it up. Right? The next day, that girl packed all of her stuff up and she went home. And I'm calling her to check on her to see how she doing or whatever. That motherfucker done transferred and I have not seen that child since that day. I have not seen her. But that what happens when you go around here shitting on people. Just the thought about it that made me mad. But I digress. I digress. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back up here to the comments because I was talking and got sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? The tree said her she have a coochie kit. Washcloths, soap, condoms, deodorant, feminine wipes, extra pair of drawers. You know what I'm talking about? She got all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if she have to use the bathroom, she gonna make sure that they kit with her. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I appreciate that. Uh, yeah. See that? Yeah. Or spend a night bag. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get to the point you don't even need to spend a night bag. You just need a come change your clothes bag. Cause sometimes you ain't got the time to spend the night. Sometimes you ain't got time to spend the night. You know what I'm talking about? And so it's just that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? But that is I know that we ended up going way off track, off topic. But it is what it is, right? Uh, so I have another. Yeah, sometimes you can't do sleepovers. Sometimes you just got to get it in and get on. Sometimes you got to get it in and get on, right? Let me go back to some of my other things, right? Okay, so here's another thing, right? This girl says she keep her spending night bag in the trunk by the spare tire. So she got spare drawers, spare t-shirts. She got spare everything. You know what I'm talking about? Now, um, another young person, another young lady, uh, asked what would be considered disrespect in an LS couple's relationship, right? And for those of you that don't know, LS is lifestyle couples relationship. If there are people out here that don't understand what that is, it is very complex. It is a very complex thing to have to try to undertake and understand and have a true realization of what it is, because part of the issue is a lot of people that are part of the lifestyle, they automatically, when you hear that term, you automatically think that you with somebody and then you are able to just go out and have sex with anybody that you want, including but not limited to the person that you're married or the person that you're in a relationship with. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't always the case. There has to be a level of trust, a level of understanding. There also have to be a set of guidelines that are set forth by each individual couple so that you can make shit flow smoothly, right? Hypothetically speaking, Trellis said that she don't wear panties. She got to have her stuff to breathe. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you do got to let that thing breathe. I'm going to come back to the lifestyle question. But sometimes you do got to let that thing breathe. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes when I go to work, I go to work and I leave my pants unzipped and I have to let that meat breathe. Sometimes your meat need air. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta let that thing breathe. And sometimes when if you got to spray something on it though, that's a problem. We don't want you out here spraying nothing on it. It should goddamn be ready to go by itself. You gotta let that thing breathe, right? Okay. But here's the thing too, right? The issue at hand is people have a tendency to look at people and think that just because they wear a certain size dress or that they wear a certain size, that They are not hygienic. That is so far from the truth because there's a whole bunch of people that size 2 and 4 that stanky too. You know what I'm saying? Hygiene that has nothing to do with your dress size. It don't. You have to know what you're doing with your body to be able to make sure that you keep your shit in order. So that please don't look at somebody and judge them simply because they wear size 14, 16, 18 and think that they not hygienic. It's a whole bunch of people that wear the 14, 16, 18s, 20s, and 22s that's more hygienic than these people that wear these size 0s, 2s, and 4s. You heard me? So, yeah, we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, we ain't going to do that. She said she don't. She said she don't wear her panties often. She from Michigan and be okay. All right, be too hot down here. Yes, Lord. Sometimes you gotta let that thing breathe. Now you gotta let it breathe. You gotta let it breathe. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and that's one of the things. You gotta be self-aware. You gotta understand what's going on with your body. You know what I mean? But let me go back to let me try to stay focused. What happens? The question again is what's considered disrespect in a LS couples relationship. For those of you that are not aware, again, LS is lifestyle. Lifestyle is a couple, be it a man or a woman, or a woman or a woman, or a man and a man, who are sexually free, who are sexually, they understand that both partners are free to do whatever, even if they're doing whatever with other people. You know what I mean? But the question was what's considered disrespect. Anything that is disrespectful is something that goes against the rules that you have set forth in that relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lifestyle relationship. You know what I'm saying? You can look at a traditional relationship. If you violate rules that are set forth by your partner, then it is disrespectful. But what has to happen is we have to make sure that those rules that we want is put in place, right? Some could look at it and say that lifestyle is the same as an open relationship. I tend to disagree because Trellis, if you and I are in an open relationship, hypothetically speaking, that means that I can go out and do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. If we're in a lifestyle relationship, that means that you and I can go out together and we can do things with other people together. You know what I mean? We can do stuff as a couple or we can do things individually. But again, part of that is we don't have a true definition of what what a lifestyle is because it varies from person to person. You know what I'm saying? Some people will look at it. There you go. Some people will look at it and be like a swinger situation. But again, Trellis, if you and I are a couple and we are swingers, right? If we are swingers and we decide that we want to go and hook up with who's in the chat, we're gonna hook up with Latrice, right? If we go hook up with Latrice collectively together, and one of the rules is I can't go hook up with nobody that we have hooked up with privately, and then I go out and do that, then I've disrespected you because I've disrespected a rule that you have put in place. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily that you have to look at that term. Anything in any type of relationship where it violates the rules that have been predetermined is disrespectful, right? That's just what I think, and I like to apologize for my voice. I've been yelling at children all day. You know what? And Trellis, here's the thing. Trellis says I think I'm gonna take this lifestyle into my next relationship. You know what I'm saying? Trellis, if this is what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, knock yourself out. But just also know and understand that it takes a special type of person to be able to deal with that type of that that type of relationship, that type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks they cut out for it until they get in it and then they realize, oh, this shit ain't for me. I get too jealous. Or he gets too jealous. Or, you know what I'm saying? If me and Trellis are a couple and then we go to, a little lifestyle party and then I realize like, well damn, she ain't never sucked my meat like that. Look at how she doing heels. Why she got to do heels like that? Or if I'm with somebody like, oh man, he just want to come down here and put his face in between my legs for 45 seconds. He been down here for 30 minutes on this girl. What's the problem is? What's the problem? You gotta understand that person that you with. You gotta understand the you gotta understand everything. There has to be rules and regulations that are set forth. And the minute that you go out here and you violate the minute that you go out here and violate, it can become problematic. And I understand what you're saying. I understand that you said you tired of being hurt, so if the door's open for both of us to do what you want to do, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But just mentally prepare yourself for it. Mentally prepare yourself for everything that comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't cut out for it, it's gonna show real quick, right? It's gonna show real quick. You know what I'm saying? And but that's just life. You know what I'm saying? Every relationship has different rules. The way that I move with my person is going to be different than the way that you move with your person. We all have rules. What works for me may not work for you, and if that's cool, that's cool. But you got to understand that you know that you got to understand what comes along with the territory. I'm trying to clear this throat. I've been yelling at these kids all day. Uh, so yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there's that. Trellis, do you have anything that you want to get into, or whoever else is here? Anything else you want to get into before I go into the next question? So she gonna write a book about it. You hear me? Oh, I do want to say, while Trellis is compiling her thoughts, let me look at my calendar right here. On the 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from today, I am going to have, uh, those of you that don't know, at some point in time in my life, I served in the United States Navy. And while I was in the Navy, I met some wonderful, wonderful people. And one of those people that I served with in the military, uh, she is going to be in the fishbowl with me. I'm going to have her here live. We're going to tell a bunch of stories about our time serving together. Uh, there were so many things that happened in the military that you, as a civilian, would not believe. That you wouldn't believe. So we're gonna come on. We're gonna share some of those stories. We're also gonna talk about life after the military, uh, and how sometimes you realize that the I'm being very careful with my words, but uh, sometimes the lifestyle that the military uh, that the government provides for veterans is not up to par as it should be. We're going to talk about those things and a bunch of other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2 weeks from today. That's going to be January 25th. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Trellis, you found out that you was in an open relationship after he passed away. Trellis, I don't even know how to. I don't know how to even process that. I don't know how to process that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, right? Excuse me. So that's gonna be 2 weeks from now. Me and this young lady, we're gonna come on. We're gonna tell some of these stories, and it's going to be a hilarious episode. But it's also gonna be something that is eye opening, to say the least, right? Uh, so yeah, that's that. Now let's go back to the other question, right? And this is a very long question. It's a very loaded question, but the question says, "Question for your show: Why would states ban abortion when the welfare system in this country is so messed up? And instead of banning it, don't you think there should be more laws concerning children having children? Like, if a 13-year-old has a kid, why should they be allowed to collect welfare when they can't even work for 2 to 3 years, can't vote, and can't do anything to contribute to society?" That girl said it's hard to choke a dead man. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone now. But that's the thing, right? She's looking at abortions and looking at why it has been outlawed and stuff like that. And uh, I am firm belief of the firm belief. And again, let me just address something real quick. I can see all of my comments that are coming in on YouTube and my comments that are coming in on Facebook, but I have a different screen set up over here for people that are watching on Instagram. I don't want to ignore my people that's over here on Instagram. So thank you for watching if you're over here on Instagram. Sosa did it. What's cracking? You know what I'm talking about? Also, regardless of if you're watching me on Facebook or on Instagram, if you could, when you get a chance, take some time to go over to YouTube. I'm streaming live on YouTube as well. Go over there and subscribe to me on YouTube, if you please. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing in terms of abortion, right? In terms of abortion, I don't think that it is anybody's right to tell a woman what she should do with her damn body. I also don't think that it is fair that we have these people that are sitting up in office who are 60 and 70 and 80 years old that's going to tell people who are in their 20s and 30s, women that are in their 20s and 30s, and these men that are making these laws and passing these laws uh, that are 60 to 80 years old to try to tell them what to do with their bodies. Um, and that's the thing. There's different circumstances that that there are different circumstances that require people to look at abortion as an option, right? There are different circumstances that make abortion an option. One of the options, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it's been posted on the screen, right? If something happens to you where someone has sex with you without your consent and a child is produced because of that, you're telling me that, oh, I'm sorry that you were sexually assaulted and I'm sorry that you became impregnated because of that sexual assault. But the laws state now that even though we offered 2 apologies to you, you still have to take care of and raise this baby. That's bullshit. That is bullshit if I never heard bullshit before. You know what I'm saying? That makes absolutely no sense. And I was disgusted at it when all of this stuff first came to fruition, when it was brought to our attention. And the more and more that you talk about it, the more and more you get more disgusted by it. You know what I mean? You got people who, some people know that they are unfit to be a parent. Some people know this, and yet they still go out and are now with the rules. They are forcing these people to be able to like have these kids. Like that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But it is what it is. Do I have any other questions that are in my inbox? That question is going to be answered tomorrow. Uh, yeah. So that's that. Uh, yeah. So with all of that being said, what I'm saying, I want to just make sure that hey, you know what though, and that's the thing though. You know what I'm saying, because we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where you're gonna have these women of Brewster Place situations going on where these people gonna go into the back of a salon and they come out because somebody done used a coat hanger. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know we know that these things have happened before. These things were going on before. You know what I'm saying? Abortion was cool, was legal. You know what I'm saying? Before abortion was legal, you can go drink this, or you can go and use a coat hanger. You can go do da 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 da. Then abortion came into the mainstream, and it made it a safer way to handle these things. And now they're taking away the safe option. You're taking away the safe option, and so now what are we gonna have? People, that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like when alcohol was illegal, people found a way to get drunk. Marijuana has been illegal for I don't know how long. People found a way to get high. You know what I'm saying? Now that you're banning abortions, you're making them illegal. People, these 60 and 70 and 80-year-old people, they forget that people are going to find a way to have these abortions. They're going to find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? And this is like, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you know what people not gonna stop doing? They're not gonna stop fucking. They're not gonna stop fucking. And you can say whatever you want about, using protection and getting on the pills and using these shots and inserting these things. All of this shit is not 100% proof. The only way that we know for sure that you're not going to get pregnant is for you to not be fucking. That's the only way. That's the only way. And so if you're trying to make sure, please make sure you choose your words carefully. Make sure you use your words carefully. Because what has happened, ladies and gentlemen, let me put that up on the screen. What has happened lately is that there have been some people who have made comments who I know that they didn't mean no harm with their comments. I know that their comments were innocent. But sometimes on certain platforms, certain comments uh, get banned, get blocked, get flagged. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want you to get flagged just trying to participate in what we got going on. We don't want that to happen. I'm trying to clear my throat up. You know what I'm talking about? I've been yelling at kids all day. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Uh, yeah. Uh, and so that's that. I'm gonna be through with that. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, it's crazy because I got me some water in my Mississippi Valley Delta Devils cup right here. You hear me? But man, fuck them kids. Well, whatever you got to do to get your point across, and then still trick the people into whatever it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, sometimes you got to do that. And I understand that. You know what I mean? Because that's why I started this uh Facebook page, because in my other one kept getting put in Facebook jail so much. I had to just start a new one. You know what I'm talking about? I had to start a new one. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know what? How about them Eagles? I wish I could turn these lights on so you could see all of my wonderful Eagles decorations in here. You heard me? We in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We playing Monday night. We playing against Tampa Bay. We playing in Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, hey, let me tell you something, buddy. Let me tell you something right now. He talking about the Cleveland Browns. Let me tell you something. Fuck every city in the United States that's named Cleveland. Fuck every variation of the color brown. Fuck every dog on the face of the earth. We don't care nothing about it. Don't care nothing about it. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I do have something I want to tell y'all right quick, right? I got a homeboy who shall remain nameless. He just texted me last week, right? Last week, my homeboy. Now he got caught cheating, right? He got caught cheating because he had a health scare. Watch this. Watch this. He got caught cheating because he went over to his little side piece house. Went over to his little side piece house, you heard me, and fucked around, got some, and fell asleep. But dude did not have his CPAP machine with him, and he had a medical emergency over there because he had stopped breathing in the middle of the night while he sleep at the damn side piece house. She had to get up and take him to the she called 911. They came and got him and took him to the damn emergency room, and then they notified his next of kin, which was his wife. You can't make this shit up. Now, it I shouldn't have to say this. I shouldn't have to say this. But it goes without saying that if you gonna go to your side piece house, if you gonna go to your side piece house, bring your CPAP machine with you. You should keep a. You know how we were just talking about earlier, how people be having a little whole bag, a whole kit in the trunk of the car by the spare tire. You need to have a spare CPAP machine. You got to do it. That don't make no damn sense, none whatsoever. How you go to your side piece house? How you go to the side piece house, leave your CPAP machine, go over there snoring loud as hell, and you done stop damn breathing? Why? Why? If you know that you trying to go over there and do this shit real quick, you should go do your shit real quick and then get up out of there. The issue at hand, like fellas just said in the comments, is that she put it on him. She really put it on him. When you go to somebody's house and you ain't supposed to be there, you're supposed to come there, take care of your business, and you leave. Why is this cat over there? Why is this cat over there and done messed around with his side piece and done left his CPAP machine and done had a medical emergency and had to have the ambulance come pick him up? And they notified his next of kin, and his next of kin was not the person that called 911. That don't make sense. Renee, I apologize in advance that you had to come in on that part of the conversation. I apologize. But it popped in my head, and I was like, Lord have mercy. That don't make no sense. Again, if you're not supposed to be doing this shit, you're not supposed to be doing it. But if you're gonna do if you're gonna do it, make sure that you take care of the proper procedures. You done made sure that you brought them rubbers over there, but you ain't bring your CPAP machine. Come on now, come on now. That don't make no sense. Brother, you see, you know what's, and you know what though, and it's crazy because it said this is and will be the year of exposure. What's done in the dark is coming to the light. Hey, let me tell you something. That's wonderful and all that stuff, but sometimes what's done in the dark need to be done in the dark with your CPAP machine. If you're gonna do it in the dark, make sure you bring your CPAP. That's all I'm saying. I'm not condoning none of this shit. I'm just saying you got to be careful. You got to be careful and you got to be smart. You got to be smart. That don't make no sense. What else we gonna talk about tonight? What else we gonna talk about tonight? Cause yeah. Got to be more careful. That's right, you got to plan accordingly. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. And see, you know what? That's the other part. When you reach a certain age in your life, let's talk about it. When you reach a certain age in your life, you can't do stuff that you used to do back in your 20s. Once you hit your 45 and up, when you hit 45 and up, just stop playing them games. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got your hearing aid, how you gonna hear when somebody showing up? If you ain't bring your medicine with you and you mess around and have a heart attack, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Just stay at home. I would rather stay at home and have a medical emergency because I didn't put my CPAP machine on or because of whatever, and at least I'm at home. You don't want to get caught out there with your side piece. You want to stay at home. You should just stay at home. But I digress. Hey, let me ask y'all a question, right? So, Renee, I promise you, I can't make this up. You know what I'm saying? If if I could show you the text messages. Boy, that when I tell you that had me weak, I didn't know what to do. I'm telling you, it's my God. It's just funny to me. Like, and I'm glad that Buddy, because when you stop breathing, there's always a possibility that they won't be able to get you to start breathing again. So I'm glad he breathing again. I'm glad. I'm glad for that. But the story itself after the fact, man, that's funny. That's funny. And see, you know what? That remind me of a story for myself. Brother Rags just posted up here. I had sense enough to run. You know what I'm talking about? That I got to tell you a story about me, and I hope Renee is still here because I'm gonna tell this story, and I want y'all to listen. When I was in college, most of my stories always start out, "Hey, when I was in college," because I was for the streets in college, right? I was messing around. I was messing around with this lady. This lady was married, right? For those of you that are watching me on Instagram, the Instagram live will be ending in about 9 minutes. They only give me 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to tell this story in that time period, right? Uh, so when I was in college, I was messing around with this woman. She was married. I knew she was married. I knew that she had a child at home. Her child that she had at home was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and she would always call me because her husband was a truck driver. Her husband was a truck driver, and she would call me and let me know when he was going out of town to let me know that I could come through. So whenever she called me, I came through. I took care of my little business, and then I got on up out of there. Right. One time she called, my car wasn't there. My frat brother was one of my frat brothers was using my car to go to the hotel, and she called, and so I had to get another frat brother of mine to take me to her house. Her house was literally about 3 miles away from the university. I'm just on a straight shot. She lived in an apartment complex. I think it was called the Sunflower Estates. I got in his car. He took me over there, dropped me off. As soon as he dropped me off, it started raining. I go upstairs and I get up there. And I had been there so many times, so I already know the lay of the land. I know to go upstairs. I know to open the door, turn around, close the door behind me, go uh, toward the kitchen. But before I go into the kitchen, make a quick left, go right down the hallway, past the room on the right hand side, because that's her daughter room. Got to pass by there real quiet, and then go straight into the bedroom directly in front. I go to the bedroom in front, go in there, and I had gotten so comfortable being wrong that I treated her house like it was my house. I didn't go in there and just, take off enough clothes to do what I needed to do. I went in there and got butt naked. I'm in that thing. I ain't got on nothing but deodorant doing my thing. You heard me? I'm in there. I ain't got on nothing but deodorant. Maybe 45 minutes into our situation, we hear some keys in the door. And I'm like, oh Lord, didn't you tell me that he was leaving? I said he was gone. I didn't know when he was coming back. Hurry up. Go put your clothes on. I grab all my clothes. I go to the other room. The other room is where the 3-year-old girl was. I'm in the room with the 3-year-old girl, butt naked. I'm slowly trying to put my clothes on. But when he could hear that she wasn't asleep. And when he walked in the bedroom, he could smell me and her in the air. You know that smell. You know when it sounds like when people been doing it. It smelled like doing it in that room. And I'm listening to this man beating the hell out of his wife. And I'm thinking to myself, oh Lord, if he beating her, just imagine what he gonna do to me. And I'm sitting up hurrying up trying to put my clothes on, but trying to be quiet because this little girl in the room sleep. I got my jacket on. I got my pants on. I got my drawers in my pants pocket. I got my socks in my pants pocket. I'm trying to put my shoes on, but my shoes, for some reason, when I walked in the house, I didn't untie my shoes. I just kicked them off. So trying to put my shoes back on with my shoes tied up, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to get in there. And I tried to put my shoe on, and I slipped or tripped or something, and I bumped something. And the man said, I know this motherfucker ain't still in here. Soon as I heard him say that, I walked out the room and I walked down the hallway, the kitchen on my left. I'm getting ready to turn right. He threw something at me. Whatever he threw at me hit the wall. Before it hit the floor, I'm at the front door. We on the second floor. I jumped over the top. I didn't even go down the stairs. I jumped over the top. It's raining hard now. It's a 3 mile run to get to the school, but I got to run up a hill to get to the main street. Once I finally make it up to the main street, he in his pickup truck, and he followed me down the main street. And the next thing I know, he's shooting out the window. So I done jumped over into the ditch. Jumped over the ditch, I should say, into the cotton field. Jumped in the field, and I'm running through the field in these shoes in the rain. Your feet get heavy when you running in some shoes that's got mud on them. So I just lay down in the mud, and while he's still shooting. And I'm laying there and I'm turning my head to the side, but I'm trying to peek, but I'm not trying to peek too much because I don't want him to see the whites in my eyes. He finally drove off. I get up, I haul ass. I'm running back to the dorm. I finally make it to the dorm. My frat brothers is in my room playing the video game with my roommate. They trying to figure out what's going on, with me. I can't talk because I'm out of breath because I done ran 3 miles because this man was shooting at me. And then 20, 30 minutes later, the phone rings in my dorm room. One of my frat brothers answered the phone. And, can I speak to Kattphish? Get a phone to me. It's her. She gonna ask me. She gonna say to me, he gone. You coming back? Hell no, I ain't coming back. What make you think I'm gonna come back there? I haven't seen that young lady since then. I ain't seen her since then. And here's what the lesson. Here's the thing. A lot of people will look at that and say, what lesson did you learn? The 20, however old I was, the lesson that I learned as a 20-some-year-old when I got into that situation, the lesson should have been don't mess with married women. The lesson should have been if you're going to mess with a married woman, mess with her on your terms. Mess with her at your place. Go get your own hotel room. None of those were my lessons. You know what my lesson was at 20-some years old? Don't tie your shoes. That was my lesson. Because if I had not tied my shoes, it would have been easier for me to get my foot in that shoe and I could have snuck on out of there. That was the lesson that I had in my head back then. The lesson today, don't mess with married women. Don't even mess with a woman that you know got an old man. You ain't got to be married. If I know you got an old man, you can keep that coochie to yourself, ma'am. Niggas shoot behind coochie. I'm not trying to get shot for no coochie. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not trying to get shot. For those of you that are watching me on Instagram, hey there, how you doing? Do you watching me over here on Instagram? The Instagram only gives me 1 hour to go live. So if you want to continue watching this live, please make sure that you go over to YouTube and follow me on YouTube at Kattphish. I got it going on the bottom of the screen. So you can go to YouTube, type in Kattphish, Kattphish, and you can continue this conversation on YouTube. Coochie is a powerful thing. It is. But the issue at hand is a lot of people don't realize how powerful it is. Some people who possess coochie don't realize how powerful the coochie is that they have. And then some people who have coochie have utilized the coochie too much. And it has lost its power. It has lost its power. You know what I'm talking about? That coochie done lost its power. You know what I'm talking about? So, with all of that being said, I knew at that moment that that was a piece of coochie that I got shot at for, that, you know what, that coochie there is too powerful. for me to keep going back at it. You know what I'm talking about? So for me, for my liking, you have to realize sometimes when you are outside of your realm of possibility, you have to understand that sometimes you got to know to stay within your range of coochie. Some people, yeah, hey, you know what? Some people fuck above their pay grade. That's what it is. Some of y'all is fucking above your pay grade and don't know it. Hello. But see, you know what? Here go the thing though, right? She said that coochie was too was powerful enough to make you risk it all. No, it was not. Right? At 20 some years old, my thought process was simple. There's only one thing better than coochie. That's some new coochie or some consistent coochie. You know what I'm saying? At 20 years old, I didn't realize that there was a thing as bad coochie because all coochie to me at 20 years old was good. But then the older that you get and the more you start to experience and you start to understand that the coochie has quality, you understand that some coochies have quality. You know, you realize that the one that she was just giving me, this lady that was giving it to me, this married lady married to the truck driver, it wasn't quality if you sit back and look at it, you know, retrospectively. I can look back and say to myself, I don't know why I was wasting my time with that. I don't know why I was wasting my time with that. I don't know why. You know what I'm talking about? But when I tell you that at that moment, when I was getting shot at, oh, hey, Mr. Robinson, let me tell you. So you remember, and see, he is a good person to talk to, right? He's a good person to talk to, right? Because he just asked what he missed, right? And then I'm see some other comments come through. You know what I'm talking about? He knows exactly what I'm talking about because he is from the city where all of this stuff happened. I was just telling them that when I was at Valley, I was messing with this married lady, and excuse me, this married lady lived in them apartments that's right across the across street from the projects. I think it's called Sunflower Estates or something like that. Right there on the drag, right there, going from Valley into Itabena. I was messing with the lady. Them apartments right there at the curve. I was messing with her, and when I'm messing with her, her husband came home, and when he came home, he whooped her ass, and then he didn't know I was still in the house, so I left the house, and then he got in his pickup truck, and I'm on foot, and I'm running back to Valley, and he was shooting at me, so I jumped in the field, and I'm laying down in the field, in the rain, in the mud, and all of that happened right there. And then when I get back to the damn dorm, she gonna call me talking about, oh, is you coming back? You know what I'm talking about? Is you coming back? Man, you got to be crazier than a fish with titties if you think I'm gonna go back over there. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. What I'm gonna go back for? I just heard this man whoop your ass. I just saw this man shooting at me. And you think I'm finna go back over there? You got me messed up, lady. I ain't finna do it. I am not finna do it. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I want to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all watching me right now on Facebook, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to me over there on YouTube. Same spelling, all that stuff. Yes, I remember Chief's situation. Didn't Chief almost get shot in the balls? Or actually got shot in the balls? Nah. I like my balls too much. Uh-uh. Hey man, you know what? And here go the crazy thing. I hadn't seen that woman since what was that, 98 when that happened? I hadn't seen her since 98. I heard that she had passed away. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I heard she had passed away. I heard she had passed away. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if she did pass away, you know, God rest the dead. But she ain't got to call me. No. You know what I'm talking about? She ain't got to call me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? And see, that's the whole thing. Like when you get into a situation where coochie get you shot at, it's time to leave that coochie alone. Especially if coochie get you shot at and it ain't even your coochie. You know what I'm talking about? That's the only time I ever been shot at. Mm, mm, mm. Trella said she gonna be on one night. Trella just if you now you know I don't want you on that show now. I don't want you on the show. I don't want you on the show. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, man, is the immature mind of a horny teenage or person in their early 20s. That is dangerous. That's a dangerous mind because these people, we would do anything. We would do anything for some coochie. You know what I'm talking about? We would do anything for some coochie. And we have to be. You know what it does though? It made me fearful for for my son. Right? My son is now 26 years old. It made me fearful for him because, like, if they was doing that shit with us when we didn't have free access to the internet and all this other stuff, just imagine what these folks going through now to be able to just got to try to get a little piece of coochie. Man, look here. I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight. I promise you, I'm straight. I don't want them problems. I promise you, I'm good. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want them problems. I don't need that. I don't need them issues. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm good. But you know what? By the same token, I would not change any of those things that I did in college for nothing in the world. Some of the stuff that I did, you're looking back at it, it's like the Lord was on my side because I could have died. You know what I'm talking about? But I wouldn't change it for nothing. All those experiences, you know what I'm talking about? They meant something. They meant something. They did something. They helped shape each and every avenue in my life. They helped make me a better person. It taught you how to hustle. It taught you how to survive. It taught you how to do so many different things. You know what I'm talking about? Trellis, I was saying not that show, you know what I'm talking about, Trellis, but what we do want you to do is let me know when you want to come on this show. Let me know when you want to come on here. You know what I'm talking about? And I know, Trellis, you're going to want to go get your hair stuff done and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Man, let me tell you. Hey, 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 Doc, let me tell you right now. Coochie got us fed. And I'm going to tell you the story how I hold myself out for a plate full of food. You hear me? I'm going to tell you this real quick. I will never forget it. Never forget this story. I can't remember the year, but whatever year it was around the same time that R. Kelly, the R album came out. It was the R album. That R album was the one that had Half on the Baby on it, right? So it was around that time period. We were in college, right? And it was in the spring. And I remember because we had a line going on, right? So we got a line going on. And we supposed to be taking these boys to the hole. You know what I'm saying? If you know what that means, you know what it means. If you don't know, figure the shit out, right? So we're supposed to be taking these boys to the hole. But me and my roommate, who was my frat brother, we in the room on a Sunday, we hungry. And everybody Sunday night, everybody started coming back to the yard. And I'm calling everybody. I'm calling all these girls. Hey, you got some food over there? You got some noodles or something over there? You got some of this? You got some of that? And we called this one girl who shall remain nameless. We called her and she said, I got some food, but it's gonna cost you. Like, nigga, we ain't got no money. We ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? We college student, we broke. One of y'all gonna have to give me some meat. I'm like, some meat? Yeah, one of y'all gonna have to give me some meat. I got fried chicken. I just came home. I got fried chicken. I got macaroni. I got collard greens. I got yams. I got rolls. I got Kool-Aid. I got, she had the whole shit. Me and my roommate, we went, you know what I'm talking about? We flipped a coin. I won or lost, depending on how you want to look at it. I was staying in the floor hall on the fourth floor, room 425. When you get off the elevators, right behind the elevator, that room faces out in front of the whole campus. I could sit in my dorm room and watch the football game because the football stadium was right across the street from the floor hall. She came into the room. My roommate was in there. We had cassette tapes. He put on the cassette tape. He started the R. Kelly R album. I'm in there and I'm doing it. The issue at hand is when you're doing it with somebody that you're not attracted to. Your meat is gonna do one or two things. It's either gonna work real good or it's not gonna work at all. It's either gonna work really, really good or it's not gonna work at all. Your meat ain't gonna compromise with you. It ain't gonna be like, okay, well, let you put on just a little performance and then be through. No. You know what I'm talking about? My meat did what I didn't want it to do. Because I didn't want it to work at all. But it worked too damn good. And it worked too damn good to the point that I couldn't finish. That's the best way I could say it without offending anybody. I couldn't finish. Man, that R. Kelly tape played from front. And back then the cassette tapes, they would turn over by themselves. So this thing played and then it turned over by itself. My roommate came back to the room thinking we was finished because the music had stopped. He came in and turned the other tape because it was two tapes on that album. He played the other tape, and we still going. She see him getting ready to grab some of the food. She said, he ain't finished, so you can't eat. He ain't finished, so you can't eat. She's sitting up there. She got her whole body is sweaty. I'm sitting here sweaty. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm still sitting here standing at attention. I'm like, this motherfucker won't throw up for nothing. I can't get this meat to throw up for nothing. Finally, I had to sit there and like, okay, let me just clear my mind. Let me think about something else. And then what I ended up doing, and I was wrong, but I ended up thinking about her roommate. And as soon as I start thinking about her roommate, I'm in there, wham, 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 and there it go. My roommate come back to the room. He's sitting there playing the video game. He's sitting there playing the video game while he eating some of the food. She's sitting up there talking about she want around too. Motherfucker, I am tired. I am tired. You know what I'm talking about? And see, Trellis, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I tried all of this shit. But if it's somebody that you just ain't attracted to, I don't give a damn where you put it. You know what I'm saying? And you hungry. You hungry and you ain't attracted to it. You got to do something. You know what I'm talking about? You got to do something. And so that's where we ended up with that. And so that is the story of how I ended up, you know what I'm saying, hoeing myself out for some leftover Thanksgiving dinner for me and my roommate. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I ended up hoeing myself out for a big bowl of food for me and my roommate. Coochie will have you doing shit that you normally wouldn't do. Coochie will have you doing some of the craziest shit in the world. It will. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I'm telling you, it was a whole bunch of shit. It was a whole bunch of shit. And hey, you know what? And there go my hey baby, hey, amen and hallelujah. That's my niece right here, y'all. Y'all say hey to my niece. Hey girl, how you doing? It do. It make you stupid. You know what I'm saying? And he go the other part of it. You know what I'm saying? The other part of it is like, yo, if I'm sitting there doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you see, I'm out here tired out here in these streets. I'm hungry and tired. Won't you just go ahead and take over for me for a little while so I can get some shit about myself? No, he gonna leave the room. He go to the hole and then come back. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. You know what I'm talking about? And then me and him get into an argument because once we start looking at the food, like this nigga want to get the big piece of chicken. Nigga, you ain't put in the work. I'm the one sitting up here doing it with somebody that I don't want to do it with. I'm doing it with somebody I don't want to do it with. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody said, did she have a food stamp face? Here go the thing, right? Here go the thing. Short answer is yes. But she did have $1 million body. She had a food stamp face though. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? She did have $1 million body, but she had a food stamp face. You know what I'm talking about? And so ultimately, that is what we looking at. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. She, how the hell I'm gonna sit here and have sex with this girl for an album and a half of R. Kelly music, and you think that you finna get the big piece of chicken? You think you finna get the biggest portion of the macaroni? Nigga, you got me messed up. You got me messed all the way up. You got me messed all the way up. You know what I'm talking about? And what's crazy is I have run into her every now and again. If I go to a homecoming for 5 years in a row, I might see her 3 of the 5 years. You know what I'm saying? For 3 of the 5 years, I might see her. You know what I'm talking about? But hell yeah, I mean, let me tell you though. Let me tell you though. When your stomach is touching your back and you ain't got no food in between, ain't no telling what you gonna do for the food. When it's something that you really, 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 really want, you know what I'm talking about? You gonna put in that work, you hear me? And I put in that work for that food. I'm talking about whole sheets, everything, sweating. And the other part is like you got to keep in mind when we was in school, the university did not have what you call it. They didn't have co-ed visitation. They didn't have co-ed visitation, and because we didn't have co-ed visitation, uh, you're not supposed to have no girls in your room. So even if the girl is in your room, she got to be quiet. She didn't give a damn by being quiet because we on the fourth floor. You know what I'm saying? Back then, our dorm director, he probably would come up to like the third floor and that's it. You know what I'm talking about? He come up to the third floor, and that's about it. If anything happen on the fourth, fifth floor, anything happen, you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, bro, how the hell you think you finna get the big piece of chicken? How you think you finna get all of the macaroni? How you think you gonna get? Oh, and that cornbread was good as hell though. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even lie. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one more thing because I never mentioned it before. I'm gonna mention two things to you real quick. Number one, if you are watching me on Facebook right now, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to me on YouTube. I would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I also want to mention that at some point in time in your life, if you are single, I ain't talking to y'all married folks, but if you are single and you are out here and you practicing safe sex, that's wonderful. But make sure you go out here and get you some of these right here. These are L'Oreal's. These are silky latex underwear for STI protection during cunnilingus and rimming, right? So if you eat coochie or you eat ass, get you a pair of these. These underwear are made for anybody who has a hip size of 26 inches to 51 inches. So it don't matter if all of your booty is right here or if can none of your booty fit on this screen. This right here will fit your ass. Make sure you go to mylorals.com and get you a pair of these so that you can practice eating ass and eating coochie safely. Yes, rimming. Yes, rimming. Yeah. See, but we talking about doing it safely, Trellis. We talking about safely. She talking about no, I need the coochie juices to drip off his beard. We talking about safe because this is for STI protection. We talking about safety, right? That's what we talking about. You know what I'm talking about? So, with all of that being said, uh, yeah, those are just some of the stories. You know what I'm talking about? You need to translate what rimming is what you're saying? Yeah. So ultimately, you know what I'm talking about? So so what we're talking about, oh, well, let me put this comment on the screen. Hey Tracy, how you doing? How you doing? Tracy, we're talking about this wonderful product here. It's made by a company called L'Oreal's, right? Lorals. You can go to mylorals.com and you can get you a pair of these, right? You know what I'm talking about? This is, let me show you the packaging. This is a 4-pack of latex silky underwear, right? And what these underwear are for? These underwear are made for the sole purpose of of STI protection during cunnilingus and rimming. And the young lady just asked me what rimming was. Rimming is essentially when you uh, uh, ain't no other way to say it is when you're eating some ass. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no other way for me to say it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going out here, you're eating coochie and you're eating ass, make sure that you're doing it safely and get you some of these right here. And again, there are for people who have hip sizes of 26 inches to 51 inches. You know what I'm talking about? So make sure you go out there and get you some of them. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to make sure that you understand that I need you to go out to YouTube and I need you to subscribe to me on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and make sure so that you can get the notification when I'm going live. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same thing, baby. She said, "What happened to tossing salad?" It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Rimming is just easier to say than tossing salad. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. See y'all telling y'all ages, you know what I'm saying? Salad tossers. Y'all just telling your age, you know what I'm saying? You got to get up with the new times, you know what I'm talking about? But make sure that you go over to YouTube, subscribe to my page over there, you know what I'm saying? You'll get the notification so that you can know when I'm going live. I am usually live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, today I was late as hell, which is why we still almost live at 5 minutes to midnight Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm talking about? Running pagan. Yeah, it's all nasty, but if you're gonna be nasty, be safe. You know what I'm talking about? Be safe. Y'all missed the live last. I actually went live like 2 or 3 days ago, And on that live 2 or 3 days ago, I I showcased some underwear, not underwear, some lingerie. You know what I'm talking about? I showcased some lingerie. Y'all want to see that? Y'all want to see that lingerie again? Do y'all want to see it? Let me know if you want to see it or not. I can show you all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can show you all 6 of those pieces. Okay. She said she wanted to see him. Tracy said she wanted to see him, so we're gonna go ahead and grab these lingerie real quick. You heard me? Y'all hold on. All right. So what we had uh last, what was it, 2 3 days ago, right? No, this is not what I was supposed to be mailing you. This is a new set of lingerie, right? I have uh I have one piece that is one size fits all, right? And all of this shit we found that comes from Sheen, right? All of this shit comes from Sheen, right? This is a one size fits all. It's a little uh stretcher thing, and it's got the little you can't see the shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's the front, you know what I'm saying? And it stretches over your whole body. It's very, very, very stretchy. It's got little rhinestones on it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's that. That's right. The protection panties. Oh no no. Oh, you talking about these right here? This what you want? Yeah, we can get that to you. We can get that to you. We can get that to you. No problem. We can get that to you. Right. So that's the first piece right there. Right. So we're gonna put this back in the bag, because these have not been worn or used, so we can put them to the side. Right. The next piece that we have here is a 1X. Everything else is a 2X. I don't know how many X's you are. You know what? Maybe I should turn the lights on. Usually I don't have my lights on in here, but maybe I should turn the lights on. Right? Maybe I should turn the lights on. Okay. So what we have now is uh, a 1X lace underwear thong, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the bottom. This is 1X, and then this is the top. The top look like the titties don't match the bottom because it looked like a bigger bottom and a smaller titty. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? But you know that's that, right? This pair has not been worn, and this is a thing from Sheen. So you know what I'm saying? We can take that, we can put that, and over here, bam, that's that. Everything else is a 2X. I don't know how many X's you wear, but this is a 2X. This is a one piece situation, right? Yeah, this is a one piece situation, right? Oh, there we go. And see the ass is out on this one. Yeah. This is a nice one right here. Fellas, this right here is a 2X right here, right? All right. So we gonna take this right here. Uh we gonna put this back in the bag again. All this stuff has not been worn. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take that, put that back in here, and throw it over there out the way. Next we have a white piece, right? This white piece It's a white piece with a string thong. This goes straight up the ass. You know what I'm talking about? And this where the coochie go right here. And it's got a little coochie pocket right there. You know what I'm talking about? The titty area is sheer, see through. You know what I'm talking about? She said she got this one, so I can put that back in the bag. So we can put this back. She said she got that one. So we can put that back in the bag. We can take that and throw that over there. The next up, we got a blue situation. Bro, you stupid as hell. He said that white one gonna be brown. You hear me? You stupid as hell. Right? This blue one is just like the white one. This piece go up in the ass. Oh wait, no, this piece. Yeah, this go in the ass right here. Yeah, this is just like the white one, right? Yeah, it's just like the white one, but it's blue. So we can put that back in the bag. And last but not least, we have a red piece. This red piece, uh, this red piece is crotchless, right? So if I hold it up, you can see right here that it is crotchless. That's where that monkey go right there. That's where that monkey go right there because it's crotchless, right? Now this red one, somebody done already spoke on it and has already said that they was gonna cash out me for that one. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So you know that's that. Okay, Google, turn off basement lights. Sometimes I gotta like to have it dark in here. There we go. There we go. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, so you know that's kind of stuff. Oh, Trellis, I got some mess right here for you. Well, somebody else done already spoke on this too, right? See, you know what? That's the problem right there. I'm gonna come back to this. He said just keep it because it'll be in the way. You just won't see naked ass. And on normal circumstances, I would agree with you, and I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. But sometimes, don't you want to open up your criminal present too? And it could be Christmas year round. Sometimes you want to open up your present. You can't always just go straight to the present like here go your thing. Sometimes you want to open up your gift. Ain't nothing wrong with opening up your gift from time to time. Open that thing up. Sometimes that's what you want to do. That's sometimes what you need to do. You need to open it up. Sometimes that's what you need to do. Let me see what's going on over here. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need to do. Boy, you stupid as hell. Y'all, you know, y'all funny. Y'all funny. I like y'all though. Y'all all right with me. Y'all all right with me. You know what? Hey, let me tell you. Let me tell you. She gonna be mad at me, but I'm finna tell this story anyway, right? I got a I got a coworker, right? My coworker ended up doing that exact same thing, right? My coworker ended up putting on a trench coat and some shoes, and that's all. She ain't had nothing on up under. She ended up driving to this dude's house. And when she drove, well, as she was driving to his house, she got pulled over. And it was cold outside. She had to step out the car. And you know how they be having their hands in your pocket. The police tell you don't put your hands in your pocket. She had to explain to the police why she needed her hands in her pocket to keep her trench coat closed. Cause she ain't have on nothing on underneath there. Boy, she was telling us that story was too damn funny. She driving over there to get some and then got pulled over. She never told us if she got a ticket or not. She never explained to us if she got a ticket. But if she didn't get a ticket, I know she didn't get one because she flashed them titties. I know she did. She ain't gonna admit to it, but I know she did. I know she did. Hey man, yeah, I know. Trellis, best believe she ain't getting no ticket. Best believe she ain't getting no ticket. See, that's shit that women could do, right? Women could do shit like that. A woman could go driving in her car and get pulled over by the police and be wearing a trench coat and nothing that's on up underneath it and won't get a ticket. If it's a male or a female police officer, the female police officer be like, "Girl, I understand. Hurry up and go on over there and get that thing." The male police officer gonna be like, "Hmm, titties," and gonna let you get off. But let my grown ass be walking around my house and put on just a damn robe and get in my car and drive and try to give somebody some, and I ain't got nothing on my damn robe but goddamn balls. I'm getting the ticket. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Because if it's a male police officer, I'm going to jail. If it's a female police officer, I'm going to be looked at as creepy as hell and I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Those are some of the things that women can do that men can't do. We going to jail. And ain't nothing else to say about it. Ain't nothing else to say about it. Hey man, look here, man. Y'all can catch all replays of y'all can catch our replays of this and other episodes on YouTube. Go to YouTube, follow me on YouTube, subscribe. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate it. I'm looking at a meme that's on a band, not a meme. It said life been eating me up lately, but inbox me if you can eat it better. That's funny. You remember that band trip with the pool? Uh, the high school pool or the college pool? I mean, I remember both of them. But yeah, yeah, I remember both of them. Yeah, I do remember both of them. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. You know what? This is what I want y'all to do for me. Those of you that are still here, you know what I'm saying? Uh I would like for y'all to inbox me and let me know if there's something that you want to talk about, if you have a topic that you want for me to discuss next week, if you have something that if you have a situation that you want to reveal something, or you need some insight on something that you just don't want to be identified, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, throw it in the inbox and we can talk about it next week. You know what I'm saying? But as for right now, uh it's time me get something to eat. I think I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna go take my ass a trip to Waterburg, go get me something to eat. I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna turn on this PlayStation 5 and play me a little video game until the night is over. You know what I'm talking about? And see that's that. Hey, you see how he do, don't you, Trellis? He telling every damn thing. You know what I'm talking about? He's supposed to let me be the one tell it, and then when I tell it, I don't tell no name. He out here telling names and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, I've been having fun with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been having fun with y'all. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm hungry. Like I'm hungry for real. I'm not hungry enough to go out here. I'm just let you know right now. I'm not hungry out here to go out here and have sex for some food. I got money now. I can go buy my own food. I'm not that hungry. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm gonna let y'all go, man. And I thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for being here with me tonight. I appreciate y'all for being here with me each and every night that I'm here. And I'll see y'all next week.